Hi everyone, I wanted to share with you today how I laid out this dream pattern that I used for my bookmark using Cricut Craftroom. I used the Cricut Imagine cartridges called Blast Off and Lori's Garden, and I wanted to show you how I was able to get this pattern and tilt these letters, but also an easy way to change each layer and each pattern that's on the layer. Once you select an image like this, by clicking on it, you will see a little button that pops up that says Edit Group. If you hit Edit Group, and then you go over here to Separate, you can separate your layers of an image. It takes it off the map for some reason, but it doesn't matter. And then you can change each pattern of the image. And so I clicked on the letter D. And the other cool thing is once you select a pattern, and I chose this one here, you can also go up to Scale Pattern, and you can make the pattern on that image larger so that more of that pretty pattern will show up. So I did that, and then you go back over and click Combine again here, and it puts the letter back together. So you don't have to drag and drop anything, it automatically does it for you. And then I simply hit Exit, and it holds true that pattern and everything that I placed on there. Also, you can tilt letters by selecting them and using this little loopy, sorry, I have an infant on my lap here. By selecting this loopy, you can tilt letters just like this. And so I was able to tilt each letter so that the dream was kind of a little lopsided here and there, as well as with the butterfly. And now if I wanted to move this whole image to somewhere else on the mat, all you have to do is hold your cursor down and drag over, and you'll see it selects the whole thing, and you can hit Group, and now that it's grouped, you can move this all over your Imagine mat. And then from here, I'll just go to Go and cut this on my Imagine. Thank you. Okay, this is the transfer sheets that I used in the Imagine to get my image onto a transfer sheet so that I can then put it on fabric. This is by Jolie's. Michael's had quite a few different brands though that you could potentially use on the Imagine. They just have to be inkjet ready, and you can see down here it says print your own. And make sure that you have one that is good for an inkjet printer. And I took the sheet out and placed it on my Imagine mat here with the white shiny side up. Underneath there's kind of a lined pattern that you can see. And I flipped my image on Cricut Craftroom here. I'm going to flip it around so that it's backwards, because when you do a transfer of a word, if you leave it like this, then when you go to iron it on, it'll be backwards. So I'm going to have to flip that dream backwards. And once I figure that out, I will show you how to do that too. Okay, so I figured out how to flip this around now. All you have to do is go up to this button right here that says Flip, and you click it, and you'll see the image flip. And now it's ready to be printed onto the Imagine. And like I said before, I went up and hit the Go button here, printed it on the Imagine by following the instructions on the screen, and I got this. So you can see it's backwards. It's exactly the way I had it laid out on my mat. It didn't cut it because I took off the cut option, which you can do on Cricut Craftroom. And now I'm going to go ahead and use my iron and transfer it onto my canvas. Okay, I've placed a towel down here on my table with my heat mat below it so that I don't hurt my dining room table. And then I've placed my canvas down, and I've put the dream upside down on top of the fabric. Now, if you're going to do a piece of fabric that you want to wash, pre-wash it and make sure it's ironed so that there are no wrinkles in it. This canvas doesn't have any wrinkles in it, so I don't have to worry about that. I placed the dream on top, upside down. And you can see that it'll come out the right way now that I've flipped it on the Cricut Craftroom. And then I'm going to take my iron. It's on a cotton setting with no steam. And you want to place it down on each section of the image for 20 seconds and then completely remove the iron before you go down to a second position. Mine's pretty much going to be covered by my whole iron. So I'm just going to go ahead and set the iron down and apply some firm pressure to it and count to 20. And then after I remove it, I should have my image on my canvas, so we'll see. Okay, so now I'm going to lift off the iron, and while it's warm, I'm going to peel it off. If you want a matte finish, you peel it off warm. If you want a shiny finish, peel it off cold. So I'm gently going to pull back, and I can tell that some of it didn't transfer entirely through, but I think it's still going to look okay. So there you go. Now I have a piece of canvas with the dream printed on the Imaing using Cricut Craftroom.